Good day, guys. Welcome back to another episode. In today's video, it's something I'm very excited about because it's something that I absolutely hate doing, but I have something to resolve the problem that I hate doing, so let's get into it. So what I went ahead and picked up was this bucket here. Some of you may be familiar with this. This is from Lake Country. This is their System 4000. As you can see in the top here, it comes with some Snappy Clean Boost, and then also a little breakdown diagram and instructions on how to use this. If you are not familiar with this, this is a pad washer, either for your DA, your random orbital, your rotaries, doesn't matter. This is going to wash the pads. This is a very unique system, something that I am very, very happy and excited for, and I cannot wait to try out, and hopefully it works as good as I want it to. So we will be diving in and checking this out. Let me get a few things set up. I will take this bucket apart, show you what it looks like with the internal components, some very cool features with this, and different ways that you can use a pad washing bucket like this. And show you some very cool different ways that you can use this pad washing bucket to benefit any of your detailing needs. So as you can see, I have a whole stack of pads. I have anything from foam pads to microfiber pads, from 6 to 5.5 inch pads, 3-inch pads. And like I said, I hate washing or cleaning these. It is such a pain. What I like to do with them is just basically, I just take my pads, and this is the easiest for me, just throw them in the trash. I absolutely hate cleaning these. That's why I hope this bucket is going to help me cleaning my pads, because it's just something that I dread doing. I know you can wash them in the sink. There's some different ways, some different things you can do, but I never feel that I can get them as clean as they should be. Sometimes I'll get a pad, I'll start using it, and it will start dusting because it has old compound in it. Sometimes I have my pads perfectly clean and I don't have that problem. The problem is with your pads is basically if you have any contaminants in them, whether it's old compound or a contaminant, you're going to scratch and mar the paint, leaving holograms behind when you're doing either applying a wax, doing a paint correction, doing a paint enhancement. Doesn't matter what it is, because those contaminants in that pad are going to scratch that surface. So personally for me, that is the easiest, is just throwing them away, buying new ones. Yes, I know it's extremely wasteful. Have I thrown any pads away? I've thrown some away. I haven't thrown all my pads away. As you can see, I have a huge stack. So let me dig those things back out of the garbage can, get this set up, show you, like I said, some very cool components of how this pad washing system works, and then let's see this thing in action. All right, so as I mentioned, we're gonna take a look at this thing. This bucket is very cool, very unique. It consists basically of 3 parts. You have your lower bucket, your catch, and then your pump, and your washing plate. So basically you can get this. It does snap together and hold in very good, tight and firm. Has a nice carrying handle for it so you can move it around, be a little more mobile with it. But as you can see here, this is your washing plate. Right in here is the sprayer for this pump. It is a high volume pump. It does feel very nice. Below, these are the holes where the dirty solution is going to drain through. This is your pickup tube. Has a nice yellow guard around the top so you can sling the water out of the pads to dry your pads off. So that is the top portion of this system here. The next piece you have in here is this blue bucket right here. Set this out of the way. But with this blue bucket here, on inside and then on the bottom, you can see that there is a black rubber grommet. Basically what that does is that seals around the base of the pickup tube. I will show that when it is put together. Other than that, you can see there's not any holes inside of this. So this is what is going to catch all of your dirty solution, all of that built up waxes, compounds, any of that. So this is something very, very cool that I like seeing with this bucket. With the bucket itself, down the bottom, just a plain 5-gallon bucket. Nothing down here. That is where you're going to keep your clean water and solution, your cleaning solution. Like I said, I'm going to be using the Snappy Boost that it came with, and I'm going to be mixing that in. You're going to mix that with a 1.6 gallons of water into the bottom here. So you are always going to have clean solution on tap, along with a catch to catch your dirty solution. So basically you're not pumping contaminated solution up into the top of the pad washer. So that is very, very cool with me. But you can take this and basically put this down into your bucket if you want. It will fit in here. It has these little knobs that fit into this catch bucket. You can push that down if you're not worried about catching that nasty solution, and you can use it just like that. But for me, I do not want to do that. I want clean solution, and I want the cleanest pads possible. So I said I will show basically how this will go in here. So you're going to see this grommet. You can see these little knobs that are going to basically interlock just like that within itself. So those are interlocked, which is also going to give you a very nice tight fit and seal of this bucket. And then down below, you can see right here that rubber grommet has a complete seal around that pickup tube. When you put this into the bucket, it's going to kind of sit wonky like that. Because it's a nice tight fit, you don't want this loose where it's going to be spinning around when you're using your polisher on this washboard to clean them. So it's a nice tight fit that will go down into this bucket. Basically, as you can see right there, struggled just a little bit with it, but it is not hard to do. It is a very nice tight fit. You cannot spin that at all. So very, very cool. Absolutely love that setup right there. I haven't used it yet. Very, very helpful. So let's get some water into this, get some of the Snappy Boost pad cleaner, see how this thing works, get some pads on a few of my polishers, and put this thing to work and see what kind of results we can get out of pad cleaning. Are the pads going to be dry? I think they will be, because that will lead into something very cool. So when you are done with a detail, you can use this to clean up all your pads. Like me, I have a whole stack of them because I absolutely hate cleaning them. I get done with the detail, don't want to do it. The other cool thing with this is while you're detailing, so say you're doing a paint correction and you are limited on your pad selection and you have one of these buckets, you can basically clean your pad on the go. You can tote this bucket around with you. Once that pad starts getting clogged up and needing clean, you can basically take this bucket, clean your pad right next to you where you're doing your paint correction, dry that pad out, load it back up with compound, and get right back to work. So that is super, super cool. Two awesome, great uses with this System 4000 from Lake Country. But let's see what kind of results we can get out of these super dirty pads that I have. I'm going to get a few of them. I'll show you how nasty they are and how good this thing will clean them. Okay, so as you can now see, I do have the bucket filled up with 1.6 gallons. I'm going to take this Snappy Clean Boost pad cleaning powder from Lake Country. This is what we're going to be using. It is a powder, as you can hear it. So I'm just going to shake it down. You're going to dump this whole packet into your water. So you can see it's kind of a yellow. But we're going to dump all this into the water here. And that is going to be your cleaning solution right here. You can see it's kind of foamed up a little bit. So now what you can do is you can basically take your bucket, you can kind of swirl it around like this. If you want to put the top part of your pump and your washboard on top of this and shake the bucket up to basically kind of seal it, you definitely can do that too. Or you can do like I'm going to do, I'm just going to reach in here and I'm just going to kind of swirl the water up. I want to make sure I got it mixed up really good. And well, you're going to fill some smaller chunks and particles. And one thing, as I'm going to say right now as I'm mixing this up, this stuff is super, super slick. It is very slippery. So it smells good. It's a nice, like, clean smell. But just a little bit of mixing, just like that, right there, is all it took. You cannot feel any more grits or granules in it. But very, very slick. It does have a nice clean scent to it. So I'm going to go ahead and dry my hand off. I'll show you the pads that we're going to be using. We'll get the top snapped in here and we will get to work. So as I mentioned, went ahead and got my hand dried off. So I've got both of these buckets put together and I'm going to go ahead, just slide this in, and you're going to want to get that snapped down just like so. So with 1.6 gallons of water in it, you can see I can pick this bucket up. The top part is going to come off, because not as much as holding that on, because that is basically what's going into that bottom. But if you just lift the bottom here, that is how good this thing is stuck on here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime the pump. So you're just going to slowly prime it up. So I'm getting water and solution coming through already. I'm I'm going to show this thing sprays. So it sprays very, very well. There is a lot of pressure to it, so it is definitely going to prime your pads. I have a nice yellow pad, good old Lake Country, an orange one. These are my favorite pads, by the way. A white one, and then I also have a microfiber. You can see this microfiber pad is definitely plugged up, lots of compound in it. Was used probably longer than it should have been, but hey, that is kind of the name of the game. Sometimes that's what happens. You just gotta pay attention. So you're gonna take your polisher, you're gonna make sure your pad's centered up. It's gonna be just like when you're doing a paint correction or paint enhancement, but you wanna go ahead and get your pad stuck on. You're going to make sure you are on the lowest speed. Then you're gonna come in, you're going to prime that pad with this cleaning solution. Once it is primed, basically you're going to run it around on this washboard here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll turn the volume down a little bit because this polisher probably will be a little bit noisy, but we're going to go ahead, we'll give it one more pump for a good measure, why not? Let's go ahead, start washing this. I'll bring you in so you can see the nasty stuff coming off. Maybe not this pad, but we'll do it on the next. So as you can see right there, it is spinning the whole bucket. So I'm just going to hold it with my feet. So once you have ran your pad, you can take a look at it, and it is definitely coming clean. I do think it needs just a little bit more. There might be some staining in it. So I'll just prime it up just a bit more, and we will go ahead and keep cleaning this one. So as you're cleaning it, you can see the dirty solution with the compound and everything coming off. We'll take a look at it. It's looking really good. It's stained a little bit from previous compounds that I've used. That's probably not going to come off of there. I could pump it one more time. I could work at it a little bit more. And why not? Let's work at it just a little bit more. I'll definitely speed this up for you so it's not super boring. So I'm basically getting very clean water coming out, and yes, it is stained. But as you can see, that pad is absolutely sopping wet. So now you're going to dry it. You're not going to lift it all the way out of the bucket. You're going to keep it lower in here so this lip can catch the sling. And you're going to go ahead and dry it. When you're drying it, you can speed it up if you need to, which is probably what I will do as well. So went ahead and spun dried it, and that pad is nice and dry. It is got a little bit still in it, so I could sling it out just a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that. So, just like so, this pad is now nice and dry. You can move on. Something I was wanting to show is I have a blue shop towel here. You're going to see water on this, and as you can see, it is not getting wet at all. So that is super, super cool. This pad is now very clean. It is dry. So if I wanted to add compound onto this pad to go ahead and come back to a paint correction, I can, but very, very cool that it is dry. You can go ahead and use this pad. As you can see, I'm hitting it pretty hard on there. You're not seeing any water, but just to show you, I'm gonna come in here, just wipe that up. That is what this shop towel is gonna look like if that pad was wet. You're gonna see this darker stuff on there, and that is not what it has done. It has done a great, fantastic job of cleaning this pad with ease, and honestly, I gotta say, I'm very, very impressed. I'm really liking this. This is the first pad I've cleaned with it. It is clean. It is ready to go for its job, its next duty, and it did not take long, and it was not hard to do. I'm going to go ahead and get this pad off of here. I'm going to show you another pad that I have, and we will come in. I'll set the camera up a little bit different so you can see all the nasty junk just coming out of this. I think it's very, very cool. Something else that I want to see is I want to go through a few pads, and I want to go ahead and lift this top part off. The only problem is that water will run back down in. So when I am done cleaning my pads, if that's something you want to see, stay tuned, stick around to the end of this video to see what that is caught. With that being said, please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not, if you're enjoying the content. Ring the bell, turn on all post notifications so you don't miss a future upload. Also, smash that thumbs up if you're liking the content and enjoying it on the channel, and you like seeing reviews of stuff like this. But I think this is going to be something very handy for a lot of people in the detailing world. Okay, so as I said, a bit of a different angle. We are right over the top of the bucket. You can see this pad is just absolutely nasty. It is full. It's got a lot of compound, clear coat, what have you in this pad. It's needing cleaned desperately. So we'll just come in, prime this pad up. As you can see, that snappy clean is no joke. Like, look at this nasty stuff coming out. So it is already pulling that out. Get that water that we lost back in there. I'm going to turn this on. I will turn the volume down. That way it's not blasting you out. But you're going to see all this nasty junk just run out of this pad. Once again, it's one thing I forget to do. You got to hold it with your feet. Not a big deal. So, all right, let's get back to cleaning. So just real quick like that, you could see that solution cleaning up. And would you look at that pad? No way, you got to get out of here. I'm super, super stoked about it. This pad is clean. Super, super easy to do. Was not hard at all. Loving it. I do see just a little bit on the edges, so I'm going to come back in, give it a couple more pumps, and I'm going to work those edges real quick. So you can see it's just getting to be very, very soapy water. But this pad, look at that. I am super, super stoked about this right now because I hate cleaning these things. These things are absolutely horrible. I know some of you are going to be like, you're making a big deal out of something that's not that big of a deal. To me, I hate this. I love detailing. I hate cleaning my pads, but this is making it super easy. Let's dry this thing off and see how it looks once it's dried. And ladies and gentlemen, right there, clean pad. Absolutely awesome. Clean, dry pad, if I gotta state that. So, once again, here is that blue shop towel. This side is dry. Look at that. I'm just mashing that thing in there, and it is dry. And go like that, there you go. That's what it looks like. Not only does it clean the pads, clean them very, very well, super, super efficient, it also dries them. What more can you ask for? Clean pads. I can get back to having a nice collection of pads and not dreading cleaning these things or just pitching them in the trash because I hate cleaning them. Thought this video would be super good. You guys would enjoy it because of my hatred for cleaning pads. So you're seeing my full review and thoughts on this. Super stoked, super happy, and excited. I'm going to speed it up, but we're going to go ahead and do a microfiber pad exactly the same as we did. And then I'm going to bring in my 3-inch pads just to show how versatile this bucket is. It doesn't matter what size you're using, but you can use whatever size of polisher and pads, and it's going to clean them all. So Super, super cool. Like I said, I'm going to speed all of this up, but we'll see how this microfiber pad turns out. I just want to share with you guys basically how it's doing with different pads, different sizes, and all of that. Moment of truth. Look at that. That pad hasn't looked that good since it was brand new. Absolutely amazing and sopping wet. So, dry it out just like the rest. So as you can see right there, microfiber pads, dry, clean, very, very easy to use. Absolutely digging this System 4000 from Lake Country. Absolutely stellar, killer product. Very, very nice. Cannot believe how great it's doing. Let me go ahead, get a smaller polisher and pads. We'll run over that real quick, and then we'll get into my final thoughts, but I think you have a good idea of what those are already. But stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss it. All right, so here is my little 3-inch pads. Definitely another nasty, dirty pad. Just prime it up with a couple squirts. It doesn't look like it's that wet, but with 2 of them, it is very, very wet. So we'll go ahead and clean these guys up. So just like that, as you can see, this thing is now clean. So all you got to do is dry it off. So that pad was extremely dirty. You can see it now. It is dry, not wet at all. Very, very easy. Super, super awesome and impressed. We're just going to do one more on the 3-inch. This is another microfiber pad that is absolutely disgusting, as you can see. And we'll also get this one cleaned up. So that one there I feel like is a good demonstration because you can see all the nasty junk just come out of it. But that thing is very clean now. We'll dry it out and take a look at it while it's dry. So here's that little 3-inch microfiber pad all dried out. Very clean. Not all matted down and plugged up with obviously a lot of compound. Very, very impressed. Super, super happy with this and the results that it is doing and how great it's cleaning these pads. I'm going to go ahead and keep cleaning. Stay tuned. We will lift the top off so we can see what kind of nasty junk we got down inside it here. What kind of water we have left over after doing this. I'm going to try to figure out a way to separate them so we can see both of that. But you're not going to want to miss that because I am also very curious about that. Okay, so we have now successfully cleaned all the pads. Don't worry, I will bring you in to show you the pads. But I am now curious about how much water is in the bottom of this left for pad cleaning because I've cleaned 20 pads now. So I'm going to go ahead and lift both the catch. So that is just water draining. So this is super, super cool here. I am trying to find a way to set this down because there is a ton of water in it. But there we go. As you can see, this water is still clean. So it has separated. It is just nothing but clean solution. There is still, I would say, easy 1/2 to 3/4 of a gallon of water of solution. That's after cleaning 20 very dirty pads. And all the rest of it, as you can hear, is now in this trap. So I know when I pull this out, it's going to break the seal. It's going to contaminate my solution down below. I am now completely done with cleaning my pads. So that is okay, but I'm going to try to get this as close as I can. I'm going to pull this top off so we can try to see what the solution's like. So here we go. And right there you go. There is all of the solution from cleaning the pads. Super nasty and dirty. And it is, as you can see, it is leaking down in there. It's like milk. So you can even see there's black chunks in there. So that is the debris And you can see there is a lot of polished compound left in the bottom of this. So let's get this drained out and let's check out that compound that is settled into the bottom of this catch. So right there is a great shot. You can see there is that is what it is cleaned out of the pads. You can see the contaminants in that. It is black. That is very thick, goopy compound that is left over out of the pads. This is just absolutely insane to me. Seeing all this, yes, I got to play in it to show you guys, but this is crazy. Super cool. Absolutely love this System 4000 pad washer. How good it has done, how it's worked, how great these pads are. Let me get this hand cleaned up and let's get into showing you what all these pads look like and then my final thoughts on this. So here you go right here. Here is the stack of pads. Let's clean these 3-inch pads. Absolutely amazing. These things look super, super good. I'm just going through. Did those with ease. We got the 6-inch pads. Here's a microfiber pad. Look how clean that thing is. Loving it. There's just a white pad, an orange pad. Over here on the 5.5s, here's a microfiber. Done absolutely awesome cleaning it. We'll move these. Here's another microfiber, different brand. That's an Adams. Here's a Griots. It's just done a phenomenal job. You can see the light staining from a dyed compound that I was using. Wax pad. These things are dry. They are clean. They are ready to be used again. All with such ease of the System 4000 right there. This thing is absolutely amazing. All right, so there you have it. What do you think? Drop it down in the comments below because I absolutely love the System 4000 from Lake Country. Here it is, still with a ton of water in it. I'm telling you, this handle's easy. So getting around a car, if you are needing to basically clean your pads out while you're doing a paint correction because either you're low on pads and your pad is getting plugged up, or you just want to keep on top of it. Super portable, very, very easy to use. Also, if you have a collection of pads like I do, because I just dread cleaning them, this thing blew through it like a breeze. The Snappy Boost cleaner that they use in the System 4000 by Lake Country, also super amazing cleaner because personally, it broke that down. You do not have to use that in here. If you have a specific brand that you like to use for a pad cleaner or for washing your microfibers that you use as a pad cleaner, you can use that in here with the water, diluting it down, and it's still going to give you that same amazing performance as this did. I like to use the Snappy Clean because 1, I haven't used it before, and 2, they sent me a package with this. Luckily for me, I bought 6 more. That way I can keep cleaning my pads, I can stay on top of them. I'm not going to be doing what I did before of basically just waiting way too long to clean my pads. I can stay on top of that now. I have done a few details, that's why they have stocked up on me, because I like changing my pads out. That way I don't basically load them up with compound and contaminants and hurting the surface, because I like the best outcome as possible when I'm doing a paint correction or a paint enhancement. But overall thoughts on the Lake Country System 4000 right here. This thing's my baby now. Absolutely love this thing. So yes, they are a bit pricey, but if you keep your eye out, you can find these on sale or wherever you're buying it from. They might have a sale going on too. So definitely keep an eye out. But personally, for the money, this thing is well worth it. Huge 2 thumbs up. Lake Country killed it on this one, making it easy for us detailers to clean our pads in a very efficient amount of time and a very clean pad when you're done using this. I do love the portability of it. Either way you want to use it, I think is great. So this thing by me is definitely a huge, huge plus. But I don't want to ramble on too long. I want to thank you all so much for stopping and checking out this video. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. And I have a quick question for you. So this video, I'm shooting a little bit different. If you notice, this is going to be a 4K video, and I also changed my frame rate on this video, and I'm using an external mic. So if you like the video quality and the sound quality, please drop that down in the comments below. I greatly appreciate your input and support. I'm constantly trying to basically bring the best content to you as possible because you guys mean the world to me, and I can't thank you enough for all of your support. But with that being said, let's wrap the video up right here. I appreciate you stopping in. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not. Ring the bell, turn on all post notifications, smash that thumbs up. It helps the video in YouTube's algorithm. All your guys' support is greatly, greatly appreciated and extremely helpful. But I will catch you all in the next one. And until then, take care.
Shaka on the beats, 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 Shaka on the beats.